Hello, good morning to everybody. In the previous class, we discussed arrays and its respective operations. And for the today's class, we will discuss a few concepts on structures. And up until self-referential structures, we will discuss for the day. Structures, how do you define a structure? What is the benefit of using a structure? And we'll review the different ways of using the structures. So in the previous class we discussed about just to refresh, we discussed about something about arrays and their operations like insertion and the operations like deletion and the operations like the search and the complex operation like merge operation. And today we will discuss again the next topic in your syllabus as the structure. Structure is collection of data elements of same or dissimilar data type. In the array it must always be the same, but here in this case it is not going to be the same. Say if a of 2 is going to be integer, then a of 4 or a of 10 or a of n are all must be of the same type, but here in this case it is not like that. Here each data item is going to be defined with its own data type. So that is what the specialty of structure. You mean the English words homogeneous and heterogeneous. So array is going to be homogeneous collection of data elements, whereas when compared to the structure is going to be heterogeneous data elements. It is going to be heterogeneous data elements. So how the structure is going to be defined in C language is struct is a keyword struct and then followed by its name. You need to give a name like identifier name for a structure variable, and then followed by you are going to specify what kind of this member 1 is going to be of the type, whether it is going to be an integer type, float type or character type, etc. So you can define n number of member variables, each of different types. It not necessarily of the same type, it can be of the different type. Also it can be of the same type as a structure by itself. It can be a structure by itself, or it can be an array, or it can be of any type. So or it can be of any type. So that is what a structure is. So to understand it with a simple program, so here we understand it like a student structure is going to be defined with a roll number and a student name. So S1 is a structure variable of the type structure type, which is going to be named as the student, in which you have the two different members. One is the roll number and the other one is the name. So one is the roll number and the other one is name. So here within this main you are going to say here S1 is, as I told, it is a variable of the type struct student. So here if I want to fill up the member variable roll number of S1, then I use referencing operator, the dot operator, you call it as S1 dot roll number is equal to 1, and you are going to copy some name as Ashok into the other member variable as the name. So where you are going to print it using through the dot operator itself. S1 is the variable of the type struct student, and you access the member variable roll number as with the dot operator, also the name as the dot operator with the reference of the S1. So likewise this is going to simply illustrate how do you define a structure, how do you declare integer or character, and how do you declare a variable of the type structure, and how do you store and access the simple member variables of a structure. So to illustrate it with a program. So to illustrate it with a program, we will move to a simple program, the same which is going to be explained here. So here the same structure, student, roll number, name, and which is going to be accessing through the dot operator. So when you run this program, what will happen now is, so if you observe here in the terminal. So here, as with respect to this print, roll number 1 is going to be printed out and name is going to be printed out as they were initialized. So this is a simple program to understand how you can make use of the concept of the structure. So we'll move on to the further explanation of the structures. As so here the other program to illustrate it here is the employee structure, which is going to have name and his salary. So name and his salary, here it is not going to be a simple when compared to the earlier. So here I have defined EMP to be an array of employees. EMP is going to be an array of employees. So when you are going to have the array of employees, then each EMP of 0, EMP of 1, EMP of 2 are going to have the two member variables. When compared to the previous case, only one variable. So you can define a structure variable to be an array. Each element is going to be having two member variables. So this program is going to illustrate that concept of what you call the. So here in this case, I am going to, within the while loop, I am trying to get the input for employee name and salary, and I will store into the respective member variables of a respective index, and later I will print using the same dot operator, and I will print the name and employee of all the, say I limited it to 3 variables, 3 number of employees to be there within the employee array. So main is going to call the ask function, where the ask function is going to be accepting the employee name and it is going to be accepting employee salary, and it is going to print. So to illustrate it with in VS Code, we'll move to the we'll move on to the VS Code where the program is going to be illustrated. So here in this case, employee is a structure where it is going to have two member variables. One is character array and the other one is a salary. So structure is going to be consisting of 5 elements of the type structure. So each element in turn it is going to be defined with 2 member variables. So here the ask function is being defined like this. So here I limited it to only 3 employee variables to be defined. So here when you run this program, so the main function is going to call the ask function. The ask function will scan and store the respective employee's name and salary, and it is later it is going to print. So when we run this program, so here when we run this program, so we'll consider AA to be first and BB and then third employee's salary. So it accepts and stores. So here it is going to, earlier it has accepted, and all the 3 employee records are going to be displayed here. Employee name, salary, employee names, second employee's name and salary, third employee's name and salary. So likewise an array of structure variables can also be defined here. So this is a simple program to illustrate that you can even use an array of structures. You can even use the array of structures. So after defining, after understanding array of structures, we will move on to the further topics on. So here, so further topics on the structures. So what is called as the type definitions. It is possible to create our own data types, like the way in which the C language defines integer, float, character. Also we can aggregate integer characters into a structure. As I already defined, structure is heterogeneous data elements. It is going to consist of heterogeneous data elements which will be clubbed into one thing called as the structure. So here you can define, using a structure, a new data type, user defined data type. So here human being is the name given for the user defined data type which is of the type structure, which is going to be consisting of the name and age. Respectively, the data type will be character and integer. So that is what the type definition is. Type def is a keyword, struct is a keyword, and human being is the name being given for that. Human being now is the new data type that is being defined. So here, to illustrate it through a program, so this is a hash defined constant where false is going to be 0, true is going to be 1. We define human being to be a new user defined data type which is going to be consisting of the three heterogeneous. One is the name, age and salary. Name, age and salary. Three different data types, three members are going to be present. So followed by, we will define the user defined data type which can be defined also with respect to a pointer variable. So here how do you define, how you can use the type def is type def int star intptr. So here in this case, earlier it was a type def being defined for a structure. Now it is going to be defined for integer pointer which is going to point to the type integer. So in my program, when I define it as int pointer, my variable, so my variable is a pointer variable which points to integer type. So that is what the, so likewise you can define your own data type using the type def, your own data type using the type def. So after that we will discuss again the type def, how it can be used for another example where it is going to illustrate type def can be used for declaring and defining new user defined data type. So the telephone is going to be one new user defined data type for the structure telephone, where it is going to consist of two member variables. One is the name and the other one is the number. So here the member variables are going to be accessed through the dot operator while assigning a value and also while printing the value also. So this is another example where you define a new user defined data type called as the telephone using the type def for a structure. So here structure, you need to understand how you can find out the equivalence between two structures. So if it is 8 equal to 8, then you understand the value of 8 is going to be compared with 8. This C language will take care of, because here when you define a new data type called as human being, how do you compare two variables of the type human being as person 1 and person 2 to be equal to or not. So here we define the three member variables. One is the name and the other one is age and the other one is salary. If all the three are equal, then only we say that they are equal. At any point of time, if any one is going to be going wrong, then we say it is going to be false, in the sense like it is not going to be true. So how do you compare it is, so we will illustrate it through some simple C program which will where you can understand how you are going to compare. So here we define the structure to be a human being which is going to be consisting of the three elements: name, age and salary. So we are going to define a function where P1 and P2 are going to be compared. As I explained earlier, we are going to equate the name of first variable to the second variable, age of first variable to the second variable, third the salary of first variable to the second variable. If all the three are equal, then only we say they are going to be equal, otherwise it is going to be false. The false and true have been defined here as 0 and 1 to represent it as false and true. So here human being P1 and P2 are going to be the two variables of the type user defined data type. So type def is going to define a new user defined data type as the human being of the type structure, which is going to consist of the three member variables, and this function is going to compare the two variables of the type human being. So here when you consider here AA, P1 is going to have AA and 12 and 12,000. Similarly, P2 is also going to be AA, 12 and 12,000. So when you compare those two P1 and P2, then you feel the output here. What you must get the output as is both of them are the same, because you have AA 12 and 12,000, and also for P2 also you have AA 12 and 12,000. So in that case, because all the three values are matching, so you are going to get it as persons are same. When you say AAB, when you save it, when you change the value of first variable to be AAB and second variable to be AA, then save it, again run the program, then you must get it as the output as persons are not the same. You got the output as persons are not the same. So this is a simple program to illustrate how you can check the equality among the two variables of a structure, because structure in turn it is going to define the member variables. So here you need to understand thoroughly how you can compare the two structures, followed by how you can define a pointer to a structure. A pointer to a structure is a variable that holds the address of a structure. You understand what a pointer variable is. Pointer variable can never directly hold a value, but it refers to a particular memory location, and through that memory location you get the value. So the syntax to declare a pointer to a structure can be given as structure, a keyword like stru, it is struct, struct, and then its name and a pointer variable. So to assign address of stud to the pointer variable using the address of operator, we would write it as ptr stud, and it is the address, the ampersand is going to be treated as address of operator. So the address of student is going to be assigned to a pointer variable. So when I want to access, then I use the what you call dereferencing operator, minus and greater than in combination is going to be called as the dereferencing operator. Using the dereferencing operator, when you have defined a pointer variable to a structure, then you use the dereferencing operator to access the member variables of a structure. If it is a normal structure variable, then you use the dot operator. So that is so here you define a structure with a student structure with the three member variables, one as name, age and roll number. When you are going to define it with a pointer variable ptr which points to a structure of the type student, then in that case how do I access is, here I use the malloc to dynamically assign a memory to the pointer variable, and then followed by, so here you are going to access it through dereferencing operator ptr dereferencing operator name, ptr dereferencing operator age, and also when you want to print it, also you are trying to use the same dereferencing operator. In the here you try to scan and here you try to print it. So this is a simple illustration of how you are going to use a pointer to structure. Throughout the syllabus abundantly you will be using the structures, pointer variables, pointers to structures. You need to be thoroughly understanding these concepts on the structures. So we'll move on to the next topic, nested structure, where the structures can be nested. What do you mean by that is the structure that contains another structure variable as its member itself. Earlier we always used to say the implicit or language defined data types to be part of a structure. Now here when you consider the date has been defined as a new user defined data type of the type structure consisting of month, day and year. So here we define another user defined data type called as the human being, Earlier we defined with three, like name, age and salary. Along with that one we defined it with another member variable which is going to be of the type date here, which is going to be of the type date, which is going to indicate it as the date of birth, month, day and year, month, day and year. So it is going to be a concept called as the nested structure, where the date is going to be nested into the human being. So here if you consider it as how do you assign the values is, so earlier because DOB is going to be there in person 1 and month is going to be there in DOB. So when you want to assign month in a nested structure, then you are supposed to access this month through DOB through person as, and you can assign it the value as 2. So that is what that's how you can access it with referencing or dot operator. So when you want to use the pointer variable, similarly you can use it with pointer variables. We'll discuss that in the next coming classes. So here you need to carefully understand if the concepts with respect to nested structure. In this, date is being defined within human being, but what if I am going to define human being within human being? So that is what the other concept called as the self-referential. Self-referential means if I am going to define, here in this case I am going to define a struct node new, a structure of the type node here, but when I am going to refer within the same itself, then you need to clearly understand here. So when a compiler thoroughly understand, because throughout the syllabus you will be using this concept most frequently. If you go wrong in understanding this basic concept, in every program you will be going wrong. So thoroughly understand this particular concept, as I straight away pasted the explanation here. So here when the compiler reaches the line, this struct node new, so what it is going to see is struct node is not fully defined here. So when it comes across int value, it understands that value is of the type integer which occupies 8 bytes, so it will allocate the memory. But when it comes across struct node new, still it has been defined. This self-referential structure will go wrong. Why it will go wrong is, which in turn contains a member variable new, which in turn it contains a member variable new of type structure. So contains a new member variable of type structure and so on indefinitely. So you understand this one. You understand this particular sentence. Further, its member variable new of the type struct node contains a member new, and in turn it is going to consist of a new, and in turn it goes on indefinitely. So there is no definite memory to be allotted. So this is going to be a wrong concept. I will reiterate again with another illustration. So for the time being you must understand that this is wrong because it is going to indefinitely finds out a way to allot the memory, but it will never end up with how much memory to be allotted. So this is a wrong way of defining a structure within another, but it is a kind of, you need to clearly understand the self-referential structure, but this is the correct way of defining a self-referential structure. So here star new, earlier star was not there. So new is a pointer variable which points to the location where this struct node is going to be present. So it finds new, a pointer to struct node, and also a member of the struct node template. It evaluates correctly how much bytes it has to allot. So in the Linux system it usually takes 8 bytes of storage, so there is no problem in this with respect to this. So try to clearly understand in all the programs of linked list, doubly linked list, everywhere you will be using this self-referential structure. So you clearly understand the crucial role that the pointer variable role plays here when you are going to have a self-referential structure. When you define it with star and when you define it with and without a star here, what the problems that you are going to be facing. So in the next class we will be continuing with further topics on the another kind of heterogeneous thing called as the union, and compare it with unions and the other topics that you are going to come across in your syllabus as where after structures, unions, you come across several other important concepts. The first module or the first unit is going to be very much crucial in understanding the further topics of the data structures. In next class we will discuss unions and a few more concepts on pointers and dynamic memory allocation functions like malloc, calloc and other memory related functions. So in the next class we will discuss. We will wind up for the day.